Hello, this is Leah. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be doing a 10-minute Hatha Yoga flow. Our focus today is going to be presence and being present in the moment. It's a very challenging thing for most of us, myself included. We're often thinking 2 steps ahead or dwelling in the past. But today, right now, I invite you to just be present where you are right now. To get started, let's find an easy seat. You can come cross-legged or on your knees, whatever is most comfortable. And let's just start to arrive on our mats and focus on our breath. Deep inhale in through your nose and exhale. Warm your body from the inside out with your breath. When we focus on our breath, it draws our attention to what's happening in the moment, and it can be a really great way of achieving that presence. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears, elongate your spine. Let's get started. Come to a tabletop position. Palms planted on the ground. Hands stacked under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. So cow, belly, inhale, lower your stomach to the ground. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round your spine, look towards the back of your mat. Cat. Inhale, cow, lower your belly, look up. Exhale, cat, round your spine, look down. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come to a neutral spine. Walk your hands a step or 2 forward and step your feet back to a high plank position, top of a push-up. Take a deep breath here. Get really strong, engage your core. And exhale, lower everything to the ground. Keep your hands planted underneath your shoulders. Inhale, take your gaze up, cobra. Exhale, release, lower down. Tuck your toes under and lift everything up on once. Hips raised, downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels here. Maybe release your jaw by taking a big bite of air. And just settle into this first downward dog. Spread your weight evenly amongst all 10 fingers, all 10 toes. And see if you can work on lowering your heels towards the mat. From here, inhale, left leg lifts up and back behind you. And we're going to transition into wild thing. So bend your left knee and we're going to rotate, lifting our left leg up off of the mat. Our left hand raises up to the sky and just hold here. Use your right arm stacked under your right shoulder as your kickstand. Inhale, come back up to 3-legged dog. Lift that left leg up again. Swing it through and step in between your palms. Lower your back knee, untuck your toes, and press up into low lunge. Hands can rest at heart center in prayer. Extend your arms out, bent at a 90-degree angle. Cactus arms. You can Lower your hands behind your elbows, behind your shoulders, and take your gaze up for a slight back bend. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, place them on the ground. Step your front leg back to meet your back and go through your vinyasa. Lower all the way down. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhale, lower down. And downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg sweeps up and high behind you. Bend your knee and flip up into wild thing. Again, our left arm is now that kickstand, so make sure there's a little bend in it. We don't want to strain the joint. And when you're ready, come back through three-legged dog. Lift that right leg back up. And exhale, swing and step through in between your hands. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes, lift up into a low lunge. Arms come out by your side, cactus arms, elbows bent at a 90-degree angle, and tilt your head back, shine your chest forward into a slight back bend. Exhale, come back to center. Hands plant on the ground. This time we're tucking our back toes under and stepping our back foot up to meet our front. Forward fold, hang, and just catch your breath here. Inhale, raise up all the way, come to standing. We're going to do eagle. So, standing nice and strong on our left leg, keep a slight bend in your knee. Raise your right leg up, knee bent. And we're gonna swing our right leg on top of our left. And if you can hook your foot around your shin, do so. But if not, just keep it folded over top. And our hands are going to do the opposite. So swing your right arm underneath your left, bring your palms to touch, and keep your arms lifted so that your elbows are almost at shoulder height. Try and keep your spine elongated here. And breathe. You can sit deeper into this pose for more of a challenge. This is a challenging pose, so the more you can focus on your presence and keep your mind from wandering, the easier you will find this balance. Unhook your arms, unhook your legs, come to stand-up mountain. Maybe give your legs a little shake. And let's go to the other side. So root down, get nice and strong in your right leg. Lift your left, come bend your knee, and hook your left leg on top and around, if you can reach, on your right standing leg. Check your alignment, make sure your hips are both facing forward evenly, shoulders facing forward evenly. And now let's do the opposite with our arms. This time, left under right. There we go. Palms to touch. Find your balance, find that stillness. Sit deeper into eagle. One more inhale. Exhale, untwist your arms, unhook your legs, come to standing. Okay. Inhale, reach all the way up, look up. Exhale, dive forward, hands to plant, step your feet back into high plank position. Drop your knees, come to tabletop. We're gonna play with a balancing pose, crow. So, walk your feet up a little bit and sit into a deep squat. Crow pose requires balancing on your hands, and your knees are going to hook on top of your elbows. So the balance of our hands requires all of our weight to be in our hands and our wrists. If you have any wrist pain, don't do the full expression. If it feels like you're willing to try this, get really deep into your squat and hook your knee on top of your elbow. Your hands are about just a bit wider than shoulders width apart. Lift your butt up to the sky and then slowly start to bring your weight onto your palms. This takes a couple tries, so you can play with trying it and then getting out of the pose. You don't want to go too far forward or else you'll land on your head. You can always place a pillow in between your hands on top or where your head might land if you're worried about falling out. But this does require a lot of balance and concentration, but it is a fun one to play with. Once you're done, come to your knees and sit down and back into child's pose. Inhale, come up to tabletop, cross your legs behind you, and come to a seated position. Done. We are going to lower down onto our backs and do one more pose before our final Savasana. This is plow. So plow pose requires our legs to come up over top of us behind our heads. So what I like to start with is bringing my knees into my chest and then lifting and pressing my hands on my lower back and just letting my legs kind of fall forward, and I can reach my foot to touch the ground behind me. But if that's not quite comfortable, you can just stay at a level that works for you. This is a bit of a balance as well. Make sure you don't look side to side to avoid any neck strain here. And when you're ready, gently lower yourself back down into Savasana. Okay, we're all done. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I just wanted to say a special thank you to our friends at Wade Studio for letting us use their beautiful space here. If you're in the Toronto area, you should definitely check them out at wadestudio.ca.